Okay, we should be good to go. Okay, so good morning again, everyone, to this monthly query research progress update. So high-level goal still the same. So we want to hide the complexities of reading and writing within decentralized environments. These are the people working on these topics. Not everyone is here. And the format is still the same. So 3 slides per researcher, first high-level goals, then accomplishments of last month and targets for the next month. And then a brief discussion. And let's get started with Ruben.
All right, well, high-level goal is still the same. I want to optimize link traversal queries and in a client-side approach where the optimization can be specifically tailored to the client in automatic fashion. So what I did last month is I submitted the ISWC paper. This introduced a solid session bench, a benchmark that sort of makes sequences of queries that are correlated in ways that is found in literature related to these use case of solid bench. We did implement some caching algorithms, and we showed that we did find cool stuff from this benchmark that you wouldn't find in other approaches of benchmarking that exist in literature. For this, I also merged most of the solid session bench PRs, which was still to do after submitting, and a lot of code. So it was nice to get that out of the way. Then I attended ESWC. I showed a position paper on hybrid link traversal querying, where you also incorporate other server-side compute dynamically in the join plan. And I had some nice discussions and feedback, which I can use for the paper. So that's cool. Then I sort of finished implementing the quad pattern fragments integration during link traversal. And that quad pattern fragments is given as derived resource. But then solid bench, the setup broke again with my derived resources setup. I don't know how. So I need to fix that before I can know if it brings any performance benefits. I think it did show less ACP requests, so that's cool. And then I started a project for Oslo, which is the Flanders government, and they want me to sort of think about or show what the best triple store for them to set up is, and then also provide a proof of concept of this triple store with some update sort of capabilities. So that was my month, and next month will be. Oh yeah. So I'm going to extend the solid session bench paper into a journal. For this, I want to implement some interesting caching approaches. This is actually already kind of out of date. So instead of an ACD-based cache, I'm working with a quad store-based cache, where the quad store is on disk. I already finished that actually, it works pretty well. And also, I did implement the 2-layer disk, where one is a disk-based cache, and the other one is a sort of hot cache of in memory, which is smaller than offline-based traversal. So we, instead of just taking all cache entries, we only use the ones that are reachable according to our criterion and query. And then the last two are the caching-based data summaries, like what they call again, characteristic sets and characteristic pairs to do join planning. There's a lot to be investigated, and it's going pretty well. So this month will be this. And also, I want to do a new experiment where in our benchmark, we have refinement patterns. We have investigated those refinement patterns in the paper, but there wasn't enough space for a sort of thorough investigation. So I want to do this too with a new experiment. And then also the Oslo Triple Store project, because the deadline is end of June. So I need some work.
Okay. And how much work is needed for finishing the Oslo project?
Yeah, it depends. I think 1 day for the sort of write-up and the results of what benchmark is the best, or the triple store is the best. And then depending on what exactly they want me to do, because it's not entirely clear yet, then I don't know, maybe a week, something like this. Oh, shouldn't be too much, I hope.
Okay. Any questions for Ruben? Okay. in that case, let us move forward to Elias.
Yeah, so like Ruben, and I think most people who present here this week, I've been to many conferences over the past month since we last had this meeting, so I haven't done a whole lot, but I'll run over some of the things that I did do. My high-level goal still is to develop personal genomic data storage approach that enables granular privacy protections and data queryability and shareability. Next slide. So what I worked on, I presented Solid Cockpit at two different sort of venues. First at the Solid Symposium in London, and then at ESWC as a demo. That is not 2020. That there's an extra 2 in there. But yeah, so the demo went well. Some people thought it was cool. It's in its pretty much stablest version that I'm gonna leave it at for a while. And then in the future, I may do some improvements on it. But yeah, so if anyone wants to use it, go check it out. It's on GitHub. So yeah, and then I submitted an ISWC paper called "Does Sparkle Federation Work in Practice?" So we'll hear back about that in July, but fingers crossed. And then on the other things, I didn't do a whole lot of work because of the conference attendance, but we can go to the next slide and I will talk about what I will be doing. Yeah, so in the coming weeks before the holiday season strikes, I'm first working on putting together a short demo about what we want to accomplish with the sort of end of my PhD, which is we want to link genomic data to clinically valuable data, and then execute Sparkle queries to discover those data links. And so I'm putting together an early version of a demo with a pharmacogenomics use case, so using for drug prescription. And yeah, we're going to set this up in a solid sort of decentralized patient pod oriented environment. And yeah, over the next weeks, I will be working on an early version of that so that we can show to people what we want to do. And then later we will look to scale it to using real full-size genomes and actual, large number of links to public and private resources. And then along with that, we've developed a vocabulary for describing limits in Sparkle endpoints called VORD, or the Vocabulary of Restricted Data Sets. I am finalizing a V1 of this vocabulary in the next couple days, and then we're looking at a venue where we want to present this, along with some other data that we have about crawlers and their impact on large Sparkle endpoints, public Sparkle endpoints. Still unsure what we want to do with this work, but we will get it out there publicly soonish, hopefully. Yeah, and then the other thing is one of the tool that I developed to convert VCF, which is a genomic data format, into an RDF representation, was rejected from a big computational biology conference. The reviews weren't that bad, but we are thinking of refactoring it and submitting it as a journal paper to the Journal of Biomedical Semantics. So yeah, there are a couple things that I want to improve in the tool itself and the actual benchmarking of the tool to include in that paper. But that will be work over the next couple of months as well. That is pretty much it for me. I'll open it to questions if anyone has any.
Any questions? Maybe
Cool.
maybe one small suggestion, maybe for void, I would lowercase the O, because then it's consistent with void, because there
Yeah.
the lowercase O.
It's a good idea. It will be done.
Cool. what target did we have in mind again for the? The
I
VCF.
was,
That was a journal of website. Journal of Bioinformatics. Indeed. No, you mentioned it. Never mind.
biomedical semantics.
Yeah. And when is that deadline? October, right?
October 17th-ish.
Yes. Okay. Good. All right. Unless there are any comments or questions, let's move to Brian.
So my high-level goal is to use data publisher metadata to optimize the decentralized querying. So it hasn't changed since. So we can go to the next slide. So I mainly work on two things this month. Part of my work was to work on some benchmark for periodic queries because there was some problem inside of those benchmark. So I've helped to fix some issue with the FetchUp benchmark because I was not able to run it and there was some actual bug into the code. So that was the reason why I was not able to do it. And for the large RDF bench, there is some portability issues because the data is not valid RDF. So I just made some script and some tools to fix those portability issues to be able to use it with other engines. So most of my month was working on query containment for periodic queries. So I've worked on some proof and demonstrations about the condition for query containment, flattening of service clauses, multiplicity of join, and also a reduction to back semantic for some federation setup. So yeah, that's what I did this month. We can go to the next slide. So for the coming month, I'm planning to finish that paper and then to restart working on those benchmarks to be able to actually benchmark my solution. And that's it for me.
Okay. For FetchUp and large RDF bench, so are they now in a state where they can be executed, or?
FetchUp, I think so. Last time I worked on it, seems to work fine. I run some small queries with it, but I haven't really run a benchmark over it, but it seemed to be fine. For large RDF bench, I didn't finish every type of file, but I think now, if it's not done, it's almost done.
Yeah, okay. Any more questions for Brian?
Oh, there's another thing, I guess. I also need to, because I need to change some RAI, because some RAI were not valid RAI, so I will need also to change the result, and I haven't worked on changing the result of the benchmark. But I guess it's going to be straightforward, but it's just something I need to do too.
Yeah, okay.
So your query containment paper is just theoretical.
Yeah.
Cool. You have a target for it?
EDBT.
Or ICDT.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not certain yet.
But it's a joint venue, so.
Right. Cool.
Okay. If no further questions, let's move to me. And I think I'm the last one for today. So yeah, my goal is still to support this team here. What did I do in the last month? So attended ESWC, which was very productive this month, and also the last couple of months, lots of teaching and also lots of reviewing. I've seen a very, but yeah, I mentioned this before, I've seen a very steep increase of the amount of reviewing that needs to be done. So that's probably a bit correlated with the advances around AI. So people are probably writing papers at a faster pace. Yeah, a lot of time is going into that, unfortunately. I'm also organizing some workshops. So there's a developers workshop at Semantics now, which is pretty much finalized. Maybe I'll briefly show the website again. You can still see my screen, right? Yes. So yeah, there's a developers workshop at Semantics upcoming. So this is the agenda here. So we have several invited speakers. So there won't be a call for papers. We just have some invited speakers. So there's Andy Seaborn from Jena, who will be talking a bit about this new upcoming spec on shackle rules. Then there will also be some people on RDF-lib, so the Python RDF-lib, so not the JavaScript one. Then Jose and his team from Spain will be joining as well to talk about Rudolph, which does a bunch of things mainly related to shacks and shackle. And then Thomas Tannen from Oxygraph will also be giving a talk. And then we'll also have some discussion around some of the topics raised here within the talks. And then the other workshop, so this one will be at ISWC. This is more of a traditional academic workshop with a call for papers. We'll have Pascal Molly from Nantes who will be giving a keynote, title yet to be announced. So yeah, July 10 is the abstract deadline and July 17 is the paper submission deadline. But yeah, for our group here, this workshop would be highly relevant to submit to. So yeah, that's what I did in the last month. So for the next month, there's this hackathon from the Goblin cost action upcoming in I think 2 weeks. Then yeah, some more reviewing to do. What I also want to invest some time again in the next month is to work some more on things related to the RDF and Sparkle working group, because the work around the RDF related specs is nearing completion. So now more time will go again into the work around Sparkle, but not that much more work is needed. But yeah, we need to finish some things up in the spec and also the spec tests and things like that. And if I have time left, I probably won't have time left, but if I have time left, I want to make sure that we can run part of large RDF bench in the Communica CI, so we can do continuous performance measurements for federated query performance. So yeah, the cleanup that you are doing, Brian, will be very helpful for that as well. And that's everything for me. Any questions or comments? Okay, good. So
just one
yes.
question, Ruben. You, I don't know if you have seen, but at W3C now, they have opened a very long list of issues, basically one for each group, with the question, what is the impact of latest AI advances for that group? So there is the AI impact on Shackle, AI impact on Sparkle, AI impact. So more generally for the group, sorry. And so I expect in the months to come, they will ask us to contribute to this issue on GitHub. So what we feel will be the impact on this part of the web architecture.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I haven't seen that yet.
I've seen, for instance, yesterday, Ivan Herman responded to the one for the impact of AI on verifiable credentials.
Yeah,
he started to say the pros and cons.
And where has this, like, is it in a mailing list or in an issue tracker somewhere?
I'm receiving it in my digest of the GitHub of W3C. I can dig some links and put them in the chat if you want, just to show you.
Okay, that would be great. Thanks. But yeah, in any case, there's definitely a very big impact on of AI crawlers on public Sparkle endpoints, which is also the work that Elias is going to is working on. So there's a lot of impact there. But yeah, I'm sure it touches upon many more aspects of the spec that we're working in. Yeah. Okay. So our next monthly meeting will be in about 1 month on June 30, again at 9:30. Okay. Unless there are any final comments or questions, we're done for today. All right. Thanks all for joining and see you next time.